Hey guys, it's Raylene and welcome back to my channel. If you can see these little rings around my glasses, first of all I'm sorry because I finally purchased a ring light, but because of today's video I kind of need my glasses, but this will be the only video that I have with my glasses on with this ring light where you can just see rings all about. So first of all I'm sorry, but the lighting is going to be so much better now. As you probably saw by the title of today's video, I'm going to be filming a Q&A. So I asked people on Instagram to send me a bunch of questions, so I put them on my laptop, and I'm just going to basically read them out and answer them as best as I possibly can. Stitch is here. I feel like he's now featured in the back of my videos now, so I feel like I just kind of have to keep him there. So yeah, he's come along for the ride. So yeah, let's get today's video started. These ring lights, this little rings is going to really annoy me, and I'm sorry if it annoys you too, but I'm just going to have to deal with it today. Okay, so the first question is, do you have any siblings? Now I don't. I'm an only child, which in some ways is quite good because then I can get spoiled a bit more. Not that I am spoiled at all, but at the same time it can also kind of be a bit boring, especially like at the moment where we're like all quarantined and stuff. It's kind of like I don't really have anyone to annoy. I mean, I could easily go and annoy my parents, but I don't really want them to hate me. So yeah, no, don't have any siblings, it's just me. The second question is, what are your goals for YouTube? Now, for me personally right now, it is literally just growing a bigger audience and seeing what happens. I don't really have a set plan of what I want to do. It is literally just going with the flow of things and hoping for the best that this all works out. And yeah, that's basically it. The next question is goals for this year. Now, obviously with this whole coronavirus thing, a lot of things that I've wanted to do, like all my plans and stuff, are cancelled. So there's a lot of video ideas and stuff kind of gone out the window, makes it a bit more challenging. But my goals for this year is probably focusing a lot on my YouTube, especially at this moment in time, and obviously throughout the years to come, and also growing my business, which I know you guys probably saw in my last video. If you did give it a watch, if you didn't, wait to the end of this video and go give it a little watch. But yeah, that's pretty much my goals for this year, literally is growing YouTube and my business really, and yeah, just chilling, working hard. That's basically it. The next question I have is my favourite products from Arbonne. Now there are so many, like I can't even tell you how many there are. Obviously got to start off with the fizz sticks. They are so good. First of all, they taste amazing. Second of all, they're good for you, and so much better for you than like having a cup of coffee and stuff, and I literally live by them. I also love the daily leave-in hair treatment, which I use on a daily basis, and I love it. Like, my hair, it just feels so amazing. And I've recently started using the skincare products, my skincare set, and already I'm seeing such a massive difference in my skin. Literally there are so many different things that I could say are so good and would be my favourite, but probably from the get-go I would have to say the fizz sticks, just because they are just so frippin' good. Just so frippin' good. The next question I have is, what age do I want kids? Now obviously I'm only 19 right now, so not looking to have children just yet, but hopefully the age that I'm thinking of is like early to mid-20s. I want children, so got a bit of time still. First of all, don't have a boyfriend, so that's the next question answered. Am I single? Yes, I am. So boys, if you want to, hit me up. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, I am single at the minute, don't have a boyfriend, but loving the single life, living my best life, even though I'm stuck in quarantine. But yes, so yeah, I am single, and when do I want kids? Early to mid-20s. My next question is, what made me decide to start vlogging? That probably didn't make any sense. What made me decide to start vlogging? I guess it does. So if you don't know, I did YouTube a few years ago now, and things kind of got in the way. I just got a lot busier with a lot more things, so I kind of just stopped. But me and Emily, as you know, we started our own like collab channel. But I've always loved like vlogging and stuff, always like doing like makeup bits, and sometimes I'll pretend that I'm filming when I'm actually just not. So yeah, and I just think that now is the perfect time for me. And like, yeah, like obviously I've got work and other things to do, but it's not as hectic as life was before. So I have a bit more time to do those videos. I keep forgetting to look into the camera lens and I'm looking at the screen. So you're just seeing me look at the screen this whole time. I'm really sorry. My next question is, why did I start a business? Now, I at first was a bit hesitant. I was a bit like, I don't really know. But then I kind of looked more into it and I was like, you know what? This is a great way to earn a bit more money and like kind of grow as not only a person, but in a business. Like I never ever like thought, if you asked me like 5 years ago, oh Ray, like what would you do, like would you want to start a business, I'd be like, no, like that just seems like so much work. And yes, it is like a lot of work, but it's fun work, and it's like you're not having to go to all these different places and like go from like your house to like a building all the time. Like I'm literally working from home, and it's so like amazing. And especially like now, because I'm not going to like my everyday job at the minute, it's so like nice. It's such a nice side hustle, and it's such a nice way to earn a bit more money. Oh, and as a side note, like the people that I work with, like they are literally so amazing. Like the positivity from everyone is ridiculous, and it just like it like bounces back onto you, and like they're just so lovely and so supportive. Like I love them so much. My next question is, if I wasn't doing YouTube, what would I be doing right now? Well, everything that I'm doing at the minute. Because obviously I've just started out, like nothing major is happening just yet. I would still be going to my everyday job, well obviously not at the minute because of coronavirus, but and I would be doing my business still. So those are the things that I would still be doing. Yeah, so not much of a difference. The only difference would be that I wouldn't be filming videos. Next question is, dog or cat? Now, straight up, I can tell you it's dog. Don't get me wrong, cats are lovely. Emily's cat, I mean, she's alright. She can be a bit of a little biatch sometimes. No, but I'm definitely more of a dog person. I literally love dogs so much. They are just so cute. There's so many dogs that I would want in life. Yeah, definitely more of a dog person than a cat person. Apartment or house? Now I don't actually know whether or not this is asking me if I live in a house or apartment. To answer that, I live in a house. If it's, do I want to then like once I leave my family home, move into an apartment or a house? Preferably first a flat or an apartment to earn a bit more money, and then move into a house once I'm a bit more secure. Obviously, if it goes from living from my family home to another house, then I would love that. But it all kind of depends on money wise and stuff, so yeah. Another question is, if I were to live in any country, where would it be and why? Now it would either likely be still in the UK, but I'd move to London, just because it's like I just prefer it there, and like there's so much more there are so many more opportunities there than it is in like in Southampton and stuff. But if I was to move to a different country, it would most likely be America. Where? Either LA or New York, again because of the opportunities that are there. And yeah, I just prefer living in a bigger city. Like I love the countryside as well, and like I feel like that's more of like a getaway type thing. But actually, like for career wise and earning money wise, I'd have to say those places. My next question is, what is my favourite thing to do in my spare time? Now there are so many different things. I'm doing this business now obviously in my spare time because I have a lot of spare time now, the same as a lot of people, but again it's the whole singing, listening to music, making videos, like literally just chilling, talking to my friends, just literally like the generic stuff really. Like there's nothing like in particular that I prefer doing in my spare time. There are so many different things that I get up to, but I would obviously say like my singing and stuff like that. One question that got asked was, what is my secret talent? Gonna be honest, don't have any. I wish I did. I wish I had like one of those little party tricks and stuff, but I literally don't. Like, I don't have a pie trick, I don't have a secret talent at all, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't actually have one, I don't think. If you know me and you go, actually, really, you do this, I'm like, okay, cool. But as far as I know, I don't have a secret talent. So the next question I got was how I found Christ, or how I became a Christian. So this is kind of a long story, kind of not. But basically, I've always gone to a Catholic school, so primary school and secondary school I went to a Catholic school. So I've also kind of had an idea, or kind of had a feeling that something, like someone or something did like exist, like there was a bigger, you know, thing. But it was in secondary school that my friend Tiana, shout out to you if you're watching, hello, she introduced me to the youth group that she went to at her church, which is now the church that I attend. And I'm actually a youth leader for that youth group now, and also part of the worship team. But basically, she introduced me to that and was kind of like, yo, if you want to come along, blah, blah, blah. So I did, and then started going more and more and more, and like kind of brought other people in and stuff like that. And that's kind of how my faith started growing. But it was at a Christian festival called Soul Survivor that I went to, where literally changed my whole perspective on everything so much. Like, it was insane. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but you know, if you know me, like personally, you know, like everything, then you obviously do already know. But yeah, so went to that, literally my whole perspective and view and everything literally changed. It was insane. And since then, like, obviously became a Christian, go to church every Sunday. Now obviously because of COVID-19, I'm doing church online when they're live streaming and stuff. And I've literally met so many different people. Me and Emily actually got saved together, became Christians together at Soul Survivor, which is incredible. So we've kind of been on the journey together, which is always really nice to be on the same kind of journey with someone else. And yeah, like, it's literally insane. Like, I'm so much happier. Like, there's just so much to be thankful for and stuff. And it all comes down to him, really. And yeah, like, my Christian friends are literally some of the best people in the freaking world. I can't even tell you. Obviously, I've got non-Christian friends that are also absolutely amazing, and I love them. But it's just nice and it's different to be friends with people that have the similar faith to you. So yeah, if you're a Christian out there and you're kind of like, oh, lighting. If you're a Christian out there and you're kind of like, oh, like, it would be nice to, you know, be friends with another Christian, literally just go out there and seek other Christian people. And like, even like, if you want be my friend if you want. But yeah, like, I definitely recommend being friends with other people with similar faith to you, because it kind of makes that experience so much easier, I guess, especially if you're just starting out, or if you're kind of wanting to know a bit more about Christianity and stuff. So yeah. Now, this is kind of a difficult question to answer, but it basically says, what are some of the challenges you think this generation are going to face? And honestly, I really think that the whole epidemic thing that's going on is really changing young people's thoughts and processes of kind of like how we need to be looking after this planet and looking after each other, especially in times like this where we really need to be supporting each other. And I really just think that one of the challenges is social media, because social media is growing and growing and growing, like increasingly amounts, like major amounts, and it's growing fast. And I think that a lot of the time social media can bring a lot of fake news, it can bring a lot of negativity as well as positivity, obviously, but like, still to this day there are so many people, so many young people, in my generation and the generation before and the generation after me, that are going to struggle because of social media Yeah, okay, they're going to thrive because of it as well, but a lot of the time they are going to struggle because there is such that negativity of like, you need to look this way, you need to look that way. If you don't look this way or that way, then there's no point. Like, why don't you look that way? Why don't you look this way? And instead of like supporting each other and helping each other out, it's literally just like, you need to look like this. If you don't look like this, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be able to do that. When a lot of the case, they can't help it. And a lot of the case, you don't actually know what's going on behind someone else's life. You don't actually see everything that goes on. And so I think there needs to be a lot more positivity and a lot more love being shared out. Also, I think that one of the other issues is that obviously someone like me who is a Christian, and there's a lot of other young people out there who are Christians, who actually don't like saying it. Like, obviously for me, like, I don't care. Like, I'm past that point of caring of like what people think and people's opinions of the fact that I'm Christian. I generally could not care. That is your opinion. That is whatever you think. That's fine by me. I'm gonna keep on believing. That's down on me. That's down on you. But there are a lot of Christians out there who do not like sharing the fact that they are that. Or not even Christians. There are so many young people who have a faith in whatever they believe in, but are so scared of saying it because of the fact that they feel like they're going to get ridiculed, they're going to be discriminated against, be criticised, which is something we should not be doing in this day and age. And it's something that like hurts me. It's like really offensive, because what should it matter to you whether someone is Christian or Sikh or like what does it matter to you? Like, if they want to believe that thing, they should be allowed to believe that thing. And if they want to do something that's going to change the world, why should it matter to you? Just because you don't want to do that thing doesn't mean they shouldn't be allowed to. So I think it is literally all just a lot more support and a lot more love around that's going to help. But those are some of the challenges that I definitely think the generations that we are in to come and in the past are facing and will face if we do not start sticking together. Sorry for that rant, but it had to be said. On a lighter note, one of my other questions that I got was, who is my celebrity crush? Now, if you do not know this, if you've been living under a rock and you do not know who my celebrity crush is, what? But again, at the same time, if you're new, you probably won't know this, but my celebrity crush is and always will be and always has been since I was like, what, 9, is Harry Styles. I'm not ashamed to say it. I do not care. I love that man. He's literally amazing. Like, I cannot fault him on anything ever. So yeah. Obviously, as you can see, I've got One Direction on my wall here. Whoa, One Direction here on my wall. And yes, I love Harry Styles, and I'm not afraid to say it. Yes, Harry Styles is my celebrity crush. One other question I got was my go-to karaoke song. Now, I actually don't know what song it is. Like, there are so many good songs out there that I would happily sing on karaoke that, like, yeah, I don't know. There are so many different ones. Obviously, an upbeat one, gotta get the party started, you know? But yeah, there are so many different ones. I don't actually have a particular karaoke song that I would actually just go to. The next question is, how many times a day do you pray? Now, this changes a lot. Some days I pray more than others. I definitely every day pray at least twice, morning and evening. So when I wake up and when I go to bed. Other times, well, it depends on if, like, what I'm kind of going through, really. Like, if I'm, like, you know, going through a really good patch, whatever, then I'll probably pray maybe 2-3 times a day. Like, you know, obviously, like, I pray in the morning and the evening, like, for the basic kind of stuff. And then, obviously, if, like, something is happening, then I'll pray maybe a couple extra times. So it really does vary, but I do make sure that I pray at least twice a day. The next question I got was, well, the beginning was more of a sentence and then it became a question. So it says, you're so bloody talented. Are you still considering pursuing a career in performing arts? Now, to answer that question, first of all, thank you. I know who you are, you know who you are if you're watching. To answer that question, I genuinely do not know. Do I want to do something within the arts? 100%. Do I know that it's going to be performing arts or like just generic acting or just singing, I don't know. Especially now because I've got a lot going on with the whole like, well, this, my business, my everyday work, my worship team and stuff like that, like church and whatever. That, whoa, lighting, hello. There is a lot going on. Of course I still love it, like I miss performing so much. But yeah, I genuinely do not know. I think it all just depends on the timing and whatever like comes my way. If there is an opportunity for me to do it, then of course I will say yes. But yeah, for that, I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that. Oh, whoa, what's going on with this lighting today? It's a to be continued question, really, because it just literally depends on what happens. It really does. Another question I got asked was, what car would I love to own? Now, there are three. There are three cars. One is a Mini. I've always wanted a Mini. I don't know why. I just have. Another one is a Range Rover. I love Range Rovers so flipping much. A white one, to be in particular. To be exact, I would love a white Range Rover. But the third one is a Mercedes. I would love to own a Mercedes. Not gonna lie. Who wouldn't want to own a Mercedes? If you don't want to own a Mercedes, fair enough. But luckily for me, that's one thing that I will be able to earn with Arbonne, which is literally like insane. And to think that within the next year, or maybe even a bit more, I'll be able to earn a Mercedes. What? So yeah, those are the three cars I would love to own. The next question I got asked was, what is my favourite worship song? Now, there are so freaking many good worship songs out there, but at the minute, I'd have to say either Father's House or Christ Be Magnified by Corey Asbury. Corey Asbury is one of my favourite worship leaders ever. I literally adore this man so much. He's literally so blimmin' funny as well. But yes, has insane vocals also. The next question that I got was what is my favourite music genre? So I like pretty much a lot of different types of music. Like I will listen to pretty much anything. But it is probably pop and like, you know, the generic teenage crap teenagers listen to, or young adults that were my age listen to. So my next question that I got was, what is my favourite type of food? Now, I literally love pretty much anything. I love food so much. But I would have to say that it's most likely going to be either Italian, so like pasta and pizza and stuff like that, or I literally love sushi as well. Like, sushi is so blooming good. I love it. The next question is, what is my favourite animal? Now, if you don't know, I'm from South Africa, so it's definitely a wild animal. But my favourite animal is a giraffe. I just love them so much. I also love elephants, but I'd have to say that my favourite is probably a giraffe. They're just so beautiful. Like, I just think they're absolutely stunning creatures. The next question I got was, what is the fashion, like, do you have a fashion trend that you don't like? Now, there are a few, but I'd have to say, the thing with the eyebrows, like, all the, like, the glitter eyebrows and, like, the eyebrows where they did, like, the waves, I was like, what is that? Like, the eyebrow thing, like, where they did different types of eyebrows, yeah, no, didn't like that at all. The next question I got was, what is my favourite movie? Now, if you can't tell from the little creature in the back, my favourite movie is Lilo and Stitch. It always has been. I've also loved Lion King and Monsters Inc. But Lilo and Stitch, I don't know what it is about it. I think it's just because it's so flippin' cute. And Stitch is just like, I just love Stitch so much. That's definitely my favourite movie of all time. One of the other questions I got was, what is my favourite theatre show? So there are so many good like musicals out there. Like so many different types of shows out there that are literally amazing. But I would have to say it's either got to be Hamilton, which if you haven't seen Hamilton, you need to go see Hamilton because it's literally insane. But other than that, probably Dear Evan Hansen. I love that musical. It's just like the soundtrack is like gorgeous. The next question I got was, what is my favourite Bible verse? Now there are so many beautiful and intricate Bible verses out there, but I would have to say that my favourite one is Psalms 112 verse 11. And like, as many of you probably know, there are so many different ways to interpret the Bible and like so many versions of it out there. But the way that I have this Bible verse put out, and the way that I found it, like when I first like was looking through different types of Bible verses to help me, it says, she confidently trusts the Lord to take care of her. And I absolutely love that, because it is literally all about, you know, trusting in God, in who God is, and knowing that He's there for you and will take care of you and is never gonna like leave you. And I absolutely love that Bible verse so much. Okay, so the last question is, who is my favourite Instagram influencer? Now, I've literally had to try and rack my brain around all the Instagram influencers that I follow, and who would be my favourite. In all honesty, I'm going to have to say Ashley Graham. Now, that is because she is just so positive. And like, if you've watched her like TED Talks and whatever, like, she's literally such a boss. Like, I love her so much. I love so many other Instagram influencers as well, like obviously they're YouTubers as well, some of them, and some of them are celebrities, but like literally just kind of more focused like Instagram influencers. Ashley Graham, like, she's literally just like, she's just so like mind confident and like body confident, like, and she's got curves, like, I'm just like, how are you, like, how do you do that? And like, literally I strive to be so much more like her, because of the fact that like she literally just does not care. She like breastfeeds on her Instagram story, and I'm just like, you are so cool, like, what the heck? So cool, like, what the heck? Yeah, so I'd have to say her. She's literally just like such a cool person. And yeah. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you did enjoy. I hope you learned a few more things about me that you probably maybe didn't know, that you wanted to know. And if you did know them, then there goes a little recap. Make sure to comment if you want to see anything else from me, like what you would want to see. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to give it a massive thumbs up. And also, if you haven't, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I will leave all my links in the description as always. And yeah, I will see you guys next week for another video. Until then, bye!